So AI, artificial intelligence, is all around us, right? You can't escape it if you want to. And of all the science fiction shows, Star Trek has treated AI, has depicted AI in the most interesting, realistic, and certainly the most simulation in terms of any science fiction. So let's go over my top three, the top three most important artificial intelligence of Star Trek, as Star Trek does AI. The M5, the Multitronic 5 unit from the Ultimate Computer. Now, this one, it's a hard call in one way. Why? Because Star Trek has treated, depicted, shown us so many cool examples of artificial intelligence. So many cool and scary and weird. I think of Landru, the most amazing Landru, as you know, that holographic artificial intelligence. I think of the Apple, the big dragon thing, Val, I guess, yeah, Val. And so there's many examples of rogue or weird or even evil, scary artificial intelligence in Star Trek. But of all of them, I feel that the M5 in the episode The Ultimate Computer is the most relatable to today because it was created by a human, right? It was created by Dr. Richard Daystrom, a great actor, William Marshall, who portrays Dr. Daystrom. And so he's seeking to replace humans on the Enterprise. Captain Dunsel, right? At a certain point, Commodore Wesley, his buddies, my regards to Captain Dunsel during the war game, during the simulation or the battle simulations. So we've got an example of artificial intelligence, the M5 computer, which is replacing humans, which is replacing Starfleet officers on the Enterprise. I believe there was only 20 left. And one engineer assistant of Scotty's dies when M5 needs power and just zaps them. And then it goes down to 19. And there's a scene, I guess, when Kirk is saying there's 19 of us left, 19 here on the Enterprise. So why is it so important? Because you look at today with the job losses. Now, I know people will say that it's not a humongous percentage, of companies laying off people, but they are laying off because of AI, and it will probably continue. Certainly, they're going to reassess what they need in terms of their workforce and artificial intelligence. These AI modules, these LLMs, will continue to take away maybe the lower tier, a certain amount of jobs in certain categories. So the M5 replaced hundreds on the Enterprise, and so we can really relate to it today. And it's just it's one of the greatest episodes, a scary episode, because M5 is literally going to kill people. It doesn't care. It has to complete its directive, and it has to fulfill its mission. So M5, definitely the most important AI, probably the original series, certainly. So Android Data from Next Generation, that's my second pick, and obviously it's a real, I think, winner and universal. Played by Brent Spiner, great actor who fleshed Gene Roddenberry's creation, artificial intelligence android to life, right? And why is it so important? Because more and more, as these companies promise us, Elon Musk, I think, said within 5 to 10 years or less, his robots, his androids are going to be coming out, these home companions, right? Home health care in a way. Maybe they'll take care of the elderly. Maybe they'll be able to walk your dog or clean out your litter box. Something I never loved is the litter box. They'll be able to do and even cook. I saw a demo where they were cooking omelets, where a robot android was cooking omelets in the kitchen. So now I can't remember. Did he? Well, he played the violin and Data. I was going to say he's not really a cook. Riker was the cook, but so. He is an artificial intelligence. He's an android, certainly, but, he's powered by AI. But, of course, and this is the thing that's so beautiful and compelling about Star Trek, his brain, Dr. Soong, Noonien Soong, creates this positronic, sentient brain, so to speak. It's not just sort of an LLM or the AI that we're used to today. It is actually a thinking machine. It's a true thinking brain. It's not like as impressive as the AI is today, from everything I know, and I work with it a lot and all the articles I read, It's essentially at its core, at its heart, a LLM, a large language model, which means it's modeling our speech and our language for the past, several decades or more, maybe century. They feed books into it and movies and music, and that way it's sort of mimicking us. But of course, the output, the actual result is very impressive. But can it truly think? Is it sort of sentient and a thinking entity? It's not, but Data is. And what Data does with his artwork, with his music, when he creates Lal, his android daughter, just creating Lal alone is something where a non-sentient thinking machine, why would they care about having something that goes on, when they pass or to instruct another like them? So Spiner did a great job. Brent Spiner did a great job, one of the great AI characters, and we can look at something like Data as something that's coming according to these companies. I heard a Chinese company just created a security, sort of a police robot, like a RoboCop, like a real RoboCop, and I think they actually put it on the streets. So here we are. Data is ready to enter our lives in some way. We got to be ready for it. And now, my final pick is Doc, the Doctor, not Doctor Who, but the holographic Doctor from Star Trek Voyager, played by Robert Picardo. I was doing a poll. I ran a poll on the channel yesterday saying, do you think that Doc is funny or conceited or abrasive or all four? And they pretty much said, yeah, all four. He's conceited, he's abrasive, he's annoying, and he's funny. But he's also AI, right? He's also artificial intelligence that grows beyond his sort of programming, his sort of LLM. Because you look at the medical sort of databases, I guess, of Starfleet and the Federation, and they put, I think it's hundreds of doctors from all races into Doc's database. So he starts off as basically like a walking Grey's Anatomy. He's sort of like a big walking medical textbook or database. And by the end of the show, as you know, he becomes truly sentient, thinking, almost feeling. Now, the only thing is, if you guys can maybe give me some guidance there, there's never a true reason why it happens. Now, with Data, with the android, with the Soong positronic brain, that's sort of a unique property, a unique tech. That technology is unique, so you can say, well, Data became sentient, but how does Doc? Now, there's many experiences you could say because he's running over his prescribed runtime, right? There's scenes, there's episodes where B'Elanna, the chief engineer, B'Elanna Torres, has to fix him and, tweak his programming. There's times when villains take control of him, reprogram his ethical subroutines. But in terms of him actually growing beyond the programming or the LLM or the base AI, how does he become so sort of sentient and thinking? Now, my theory, one of them, which I think is very meritorious and holds a lot of weight, the MHE, the mobile holographic emitter that he gets, the one that's hundreds of years in the future. So the technology from, say, I think it's 500 years, hundreds of years, I would say tweaks him in one way and then allows him to escape the sickbay, right? Escape the confines of Voyager. So he can go on planets, he goes in away teams. So that sort of edge and that exposure and experience, I say, lends to his sentience, his even more annoying thinking capability. So what do you think? So those are my top three. There are many other examples of AI, of course, in Star Trek. And of course, just the Federation computer and the holodeck, which is not sentient, truly thinking, but it's really good AI. So the M5 computer from the original series, Data from Next Generation, and Voyager's Doc. Holographic Doctor, who never did pick a name, right? We just called him Doc, Dr. Art. So what do you guys think? Give us your thoughts and feedback. Tell us who are your favorite AIs in Star Trek. I think it's a pretty good coverage, or the most important that I feel. And again, I'm keeping with humanity's AI. There's lots of alien examples of artificial intelligence on Star Trek, right? But the M5 is created by a human, Dr. Richard Daystrom, who created all the duotronic circuits and tech on the Enterprise. Then Data, Noonien Soong is a human, and then Voyager's Doc are all human. So I thought that was more relatable and a milestone. So what do you think? Give us your thoughts and feedback. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're subscribing. See you soon.
Where's the best sci-fi on YouTube?
On a Sci-Fi guy, of course.